Well, singer-songwriter Zu, affectionately known as Zu, has been active in the music scene, as you know, for remarkable 2 decades. And as she celebrates a 20-year milestone in the industry, she reflects on the transformative journey that she's undergone. Of course, one that's been marked by growth, by reinvention, deep connection with her craft. And her musical odyssey, of course, began with projects like LoveGlori and Zuko Collective, where she honed her skills, developed a unique sound as well. And as the years went by, then evolved into a seasoned solo artist. So the 20 Years of Zu project, it's testament to a remarkable journey, with part 4 showcasing her continued growth, creativity, Itshipha. And Zu is actually going to join us here on the couch this morning to chat a little bit further. Good morning. 20 years flew by. My goodness.
I know. It feels like just yesterday.
How do you begin to take in this journey? I mean, you just put one foot forward and then you realize 20 years later?
Yeah. I mean, music feels like breathing for me, even though it is hard labor, because, I mean, being an independent artist in a country that's not necessarily so kind to artists.
Yeah.
But it's my calling, so I take it in my stride.
Any memorable moments that stood out?
That video with
Yes, our director was saying he worked on it as well. That's amazing.
Oh my goodness. And also at some point we opened for Most Deaf at Sky Room, the first digital festival of the world. And then there was a moment where we played After Black Motion at Bushfire at 2 a.m. in the morning. So after all of this, we got on and the mood came all the way down, and you could see everyone was just like, what
just happened? Yes.
Yeah, so I've enjoyed seeing people experience me, especially for the first time. I mean, my stans kind of know what to expect, but there are those people who like have never seen me before, and it's just like taken aback because I look like I'm just a pretty face, and then the voice comes out, it's like, okay, and then the message hits you, it's like, oh my goodness. So yeah, it's been quite an experience.
You're the total experience, and it's so needed in this world that's so chaotic and so overwhelming. It's that breath of fresh air as well. But I think even for yourself, when you were honing your sound and your skill, just knowing, okay, this is my calling, and then developing that, how easy was that journey for you?
I think because I started so young, it's become second nature. I sing in the shower. I'll sing in the shower and realize I'm coming up with an idea or receiving a download, and soapy, wet, walk out and get my phone and then come back and record the song. And like I've put songs like that on actual bodies of work. So I think it being a muscle that I've exercised for such a long time doesn't feel like I'm putting in much effort. But then the intrusive voices come in and they're like, are you really saying something that needs to be said? Do you need to say that? You know, but I think because I've been deliberate about creating medicine for myself and seeing it translate that way to my receivers and my followers and my supporters, it's humbling, and I'm committed.
Yeah. I mean, the teacher has to first learn the lesson.
Exactly.
And that's what you also, and you become the antidote. And I just wonder, though, when you're overcoming your own inertia, just knowing that journey as well, how did you overcome that? What support structures existed? You were saying as an independent artist, it's not been easy to operate in this space, but you've still shown up and you've had the courage to stand.
Have a choice.
Okay, it'll eat you alive.
That's the nature of the calling. You know, when I started my first band, I wrote my matric finals in 2005, and then I started my first band, and then that fizzled out. But there was this void it left, and you know, when you're out of high school, you don't have choirs and things to lean on anymore to hide the fact that there's a void. And I just knew music has to be part of my life. Also, as a church baby, I was raised in the church. Black churches are all about song, harmony. So it's who I am, you know, and I think working with the people who I have worked with has encouraged me and highlighted how much I am doing. You know?
Can you tell us a bit more about that collaborations over the years, how it then culminates into the 20 Years of Zu project that you're also working on?
So when I started my first 2 bands, Black Pepper and Soul Society, which most people have never heard of, it was just like a childish, you know, rush in me, wanting to fill, like I said, the choirs were gone and I still needed to sing. But after that, I then started a band called Zuko Collective. In fact, I lie. I started a band called LoveGlori with Atto Song. And we ran for like 3 years. It was almost cult-like, quite beautiful. And then we disbanded and I started Zuko Collective in 2013. And that was, I think, a very rebellious, I think that was the official becoming of this woman, right? Because that's the band that played with Bra Hugh, that's the band that has all the highlights. We went on our first coastal tour, I produced my first album, you know, and so that was a very monumental time in my life. And then in 2016, we had a death in the family that rocked me. My mom's last sibling passed away, and experiencing that pain made me very deliberate about creating medicine. And I think that's when my solo career began, because I wanted to express things that weren't necessarily voicing the collective's voice, but my own pain. And so from 2016 to this point, I've been honing my individual voice, you know, and expressing things that matter to me. I know I was very politically charged at the time, and so I released a trilogy called Ndim, and part 2 is very much, you know, the fist in the air kind of songs, and Sama nominated. So it's been quite a journey, and now we're releasing an album called Ilike on the 27th of February, and then going on tour. So it's the beginning of a new chapter.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for sharing your music, and thank you for being a vessel. We are better for it. We're healed as well. 20 years and counting.
Yes.
I have to leave the convoy here, but we're just wishing you all the best as you continue, Zu. Thank you. Zu this morning with a calm, gentle, aligned energy, sharing her journey, 20 years in the music industry. Of course, what's next as well, as she continues with the 20 years of Zu project that obviously is also ensuing. That tour is also happening, so look forward to all that action as she continues to shine.